During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon. The moon shadow moves from west to east. Gibbous. Hollow wall. Dawn. 554. Waning crescent. This exegesis comments from Judas on the different gospels. It only contains certain chapters, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to chapters and verses. Exegesis of Chapter 19, verse 7. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan 3790 in a place near Jerusalem. Chapter 19, 17. And bearing his cross, went forth to a place called the which is called Hebrew, where they crucified two others with him on either side. And Jesus 5, verse. Jesus Jerusalem at the pool of Bethesda, all and fling away their caps. Chapter 2, 6. Jesus of Mary and Joseph, 20 at 3,162 in the Bethlehem. 6. And so it was, while the days were accomplished, she should be delivered of a child. And she brought her firstborn and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was for them in. And there were in the 3 shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came up, and the glory of the Lord round about them, and were sore. It works.
Well done. I hadn't seen those other weeks. Connecting if it goes all the way.
Chapter 1, 9. Jesus was baptized by in Jordan on Van 3852. 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by Jordan on the 9th of Hes 3850. Chapter 19, 17. Was crucified on the 3790 in a place near the Romans' thorns on his head. Chapter 19. Jesus died on the 8th 3703 in a place the Roman crown of thorns on his head. 13, on the 7th, 3,000 shared his last supper in Jerusalem. Chapter 10, verse I, Father, are one. Chapter 1, verse 9, Jordan, 800. In Nazareth of Galilee, coming up in this. Chapter 5, verse 2, cures the sick and lame. 8th of Adar, 3,191, in at the pool of Bethesda. All stand away their canes. Ten, verse 30. I and the Father one. Theme did you start
As
with?
the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed one nail in Bethlehem, one to 2, and one in 6. The iris opened a little. It was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there was a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom. I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. It was the end of me.
Do then?
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
It works.
Wait, I hadn't seals. Try canoe to see if it goes all the
Chapter 19, verse 17. G,700 thorns on his head. And he, bearing his cross, into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, beside him, with him on either side. And Jesus Chapter 19, verse 8. Jesus was crucified 8th of Nisan, 793, Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his. Chapter 19, 17. Bearing his cross, 4th called the place of a skull, which is called Golgotha, with him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst. I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
Close one.
You frightened me.
Just. I can feel the lever.
Good luck. I doubted you, my son.
I sense that Mr. Pep is about to surprise us too.
I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became law.
Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place. No, I am. You are wasting your time. He knows very well how to tell us apart.
Some bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she's answering.
Louis, you really must learn to conceal your weaknesses better, if you don't want your foes to use them against you.
Out to steer the destiny of respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer hazards of history.
It is the natural order of things, monsieur. There have always been men who govern other men. That is simply the way it is.
History forgets them with a discontinuity. No one speaks about them, and yet whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.